Republicans in the state assembly introduced a package of education bills today. Speaker Robin Vos says public education funding is about a third of the entire state budget. Vos says as funding increases, they need to make sure the same goes for quality of education.
Since 2011, 2012, we have actually seen with demographic changes about a 6.5% decline in the total number of students attending school in Wisconsin. But we have actually seen a 39% increase in spending during that same time. So the challenge that we have is we now know that just simply increasing education funding doesn't necessarily mean we have higher standards. It doesn't mean that we have better outcomes.
Vos says only 31% of students taking the fourth grade tests are reading at grade level. He also says that's the lowest it's been since 1992.